yeah. Well, I ended up, I feel like I did a little bit of a rookie mistake. My rookie mistake was not using the power, not using the power of the internet. Oh, by the way, if we're doing a live or whatever, if you guys got questions, garage doors, business, anything, you guys are more welcome to the lives. Sometimes I go on a tangent, you know what I mean? I try to get to all the comments. I got up a little bit about an hour today. We're just killing some time. Had to drop off the old wonderful kiddos. But anyway, so we did try this product out right here, this 3-in-1, which I do have to give credit where credit is due. This was from Mr. Tanner. This is the stuff. This is the product that he kind of got me. So we ended up trying some garage door from PB Blaster. We ended up trying doing some. What else did we do? We did the Service Spring product, high performance lubricant. Leaves a clear. Oh, it even says leaves a clear film. No messy residue. Protects against rust and corrosion. And one thing that was nice that I noticed with Mr. Caleb was saying is he says, hey, he says it's nice that it's got this. Getting the rollers. And then it was also nice because it's just got such a nice ergonomical top to it when you're getting young like me. So I think we might try to use more of this. But the rookie mistake was, if you looked at the thumbnail, I ended up, I went to Menards. And for some reason, in my weird of illusion of my head, I thought they had like a case behind the one. Like I thought they had multiple cases. And nope. Nope. They only had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I had 7, and I was kind of like doing that, like, son of a biscuit. Only 7? I was hoping to get like 12 or more. So then I was standing there and I was thinking, you dum-dum. I said, why didn't you check Amazon? Why did you not just buy it from Amazon? And instead of dealing with all the traffic and people zooming in, zooming out, I literally today, as I'm walking in, I have 3 people that are on their cell phones. One's in the parking lot, looks like she's about ready to devour her phone. The other one just can't even, I don't know how she maneuvered it, but she's like got her phone like hanging on her side while she's talking. And I'm like, had another one cut in front of me that just, and then she's trying to walk around, right? And it's like, what are you doing, man? It's like put the phone down for a minute. My goodness. So, yeah, that was fun. What's up, Smith? Long time no see. Everything good on the old internet? I know you had people tracking you down. You were saying, I think, last time. Are you working today? Saturday for you? What's this one? This cat looks familiar. Possibly. But possibly not. Did you pack a lunch? What's for lunch today? I was fortunate enough. Graham, right? Graham's got me. She was up at the casino, so she got a couple nice little sandwiches. They always got some pretty good food up there. So, but anywho, the problem was should have used the power of the internet instead of going in there and dealing with all the stuff. At least at Menards, it doesn't feel like they pester you with a bunch of, would you like to sign up for rewards today? I get so irritated. Like, if retailers want to figure out how to make customers come back to that's one thing that really turns me off. When you got to sit in there and they go, can I get your phone number? I'm like, sure. And I get a phone number and then, oh, we're running a special. Would you like to save $10 today? And I'm like, not really. You know what I mean? Like, I got 20 people behind me. Like, I want to deal with this right at the moment. No, I'm good. It'll only take a quick second. Yeah, okay. Every time it takes me a quick second, it always fails. What is it called? Unscrestable? Peanut butter and jelly? Man, I'm thinking about it. I'm really thinking about stopping and getting me some preserves. I like my peanut butter. I like my Smuckers. Smuckers is the best. It's probably the most bad for you. But Smuckers, strawberry, preserves, Oh yeah. For some reason, we got like 3 jars still left of the jelly. I like my preserves. I like a little texture to it instead of just like like a Jello. Yeah, Jello. That's a good way to put it. So we're just kind of killing a little bit. Not really much. I think PT mentioned something today. I think he sent out a text. I think he might be going on something about maybe 2, if everybody knows. I think he might be coming on the old YouTube world out there somewhere. That'd be pretty cool. Maybe I'll be able to watch if the girls are behind, so I don't have to babysit. 3 likes, by the way. Thank you so much for hitting the like button. Just helps wake up the YouTube algorithm. Shares the video, all that good stuff. Oh, don't forget the bag of chips, man. Now we're talking. Only 1 peanut butter and jelly? I'll probably get me 2. What's the drink? Anything good to drink? I was trying to be a good boy too. I ended up taking a shopping cart and then I put the shopping cart back. So I didn't pull one from the store, right? I figured that's the right way. Plus I wanted a small cart. So that's the way to do it. Ooh. So the nice thing with this stuff is we were just working at the fire department, another fire department. And what I noticed is it doesn't leave such a residue like that multi-purpose does, that Service Spring multi-purpose. That stuff leaves a really bad yellow stain after a while. It's pretty, builds up quite a bit. Quite a bit. Oh, you guys can actually see that's the Menards building back there. Oh, I had pink lemonade. Man, some good choices here. Snapple. You know, I'm really bummed about Snapple because they used to come in a glass jar, and they don't do that anymore. They do plastic in our areas. I don't know if you still get glass. I do like my stuff in a glass. It seemed like it tastes different too after they went to plastic. You know, it's kind of like always your go-to on a nice, you know, on a hot summer day. You know, grab a Snapple. You know, and it's a little bit smaller. You know, in the glass, just have that little chill to it. It was really good. And then they had to get rid of it. Why? Why would they get rid of it? I know why they get rid of it. Money. So it came down to money. Smith, do you drive down where you're at? Is it kind of drive or is it kind of taxi? I don't know if you guys have Uber. I'm just curious if you drive around. What kind of store? Like you said, I think it was grocery, right? It's pretty big, or is it kind of a smaller store, like a ma pa, or is it more of a franchise? I'm just curious. Take the bus, man. That's cheap. That's cheap, man. I tell you what, that's probably the way to do it. That's not bad. Less is more, man. I tell you what. Us Americans, we consume. We got all this stuff. I tell you what, sometimes having all this stuff is not what it's all cracked up to be. You got to do oil changes on it. You got maintenance. You got to put insurance on it. You got to wash it. You got to clean it. You got to change the oil. You got to do brake pads. I was explaining that to my daughter this morning. She was like, what are brake pads? I'm like, that's basically so it's not metal on metal. She's like, oh, like there's a caliper, squeezes. Because every time I go up to it, when I had to hit a red light, that's like, you know, that kind of like, do you go, do you not go? I'm like, oh, I'm like, hit it. And I'm like, there goes the brake pads. Oh, okay. So the store is big. Do they have other locations for the store? Where am I at? Oh, that's why I'm like seeing these customers. I just wonder if they have more than one location or if it's just more of a smaller for the grocery store. I bet they're busy today. I know the stores are busy. I'm in a kind of a shopping area right here. And we got a shoe store, got a clothing store, Menards. Back there, they do got a little bit of food in there, very little. It's mostly lumber. They try to dabble in a lot of stuff. Okay, so it's another. Okay, so it's a giant one. Yeah, big one. Big one. I don't, and I understand, Smith, if you don't want to share for whatever reason. I was just curious. Can you say the name of it? Is it something? Is it up in the states? I would highly doubt it, but I don't know. I just wonder what the name of it. I mean, if there's other locations, so I mean, I guess you're probably okay if you say the name, right? Because how do you know which location? I'm just curious what it's called. Equinox is what that car is. Um, right? What do they say? Right? Shit. Oh, there's a little brat kid right in the back of the mom or dad's vehicle back there. I beat him. Beat their hiney. Get him. Okay, Plymouth. Use them in Carroll County, huh? Hmm. Plymouth, huh? Best friend, no problem, man. That's crazy, huh? That's not quite the name I expected, but that's interesting. I think most of the grocery stores we got one that's a Myers. That's kind of a bigger one. That's more of a. They got a lot of locations, but still more family owned. They're probably like a step lower than like a Walmart. I don't know if you ever heard of a Walmart. If they even have Walmart down there. Walmart's obviously the big one for up here. So you got Walmart, kind of the top one. A lot of people go there. Cheap prices, blah blah. They got all kinds of clothing, food. Then you got Myers, kind of the same, a little smaller, just a touch, I'd say. Then I don't know. We got some. We used to have a Plums. That's kind of a cool name, Plums. Orchard Market. We have one that's still a smaller, very small. They might have a few locations, but very small. Very just food. Orchard Market. That's what it's called. Orchard Market. Plums. Plums. I don't know if it exists anymore. Now I got Aldi. Aldi's kind of a bigger, kind of a. I don't know. It's kind of a. I don't know. I don't go to Aldi. Is it D-Man? Says one. What is it? It says, would you consider DoorTech as carpenters? Would I consider them as carpenters? I don't think so. That's a good question. I've never considered them as carpenters. I think of them more of as like, I don't know why. I think of them as more like HVAC. You know what I mean? Like HVAC techs. I guess they're kind of in their own little world. But I don't think of them as really carpenters. What's the reason for the question? Is it somehow you have to label it like on like making a YouTube or not YouTube, but making like a Google ad or something? Or that's a good. I'm just curious. That's a good question. Why would you? But no, when I think I think of the carpenters, it's always hammer, nail, wood. You know what I mean? Like a carpenter doesn't deal with electronics and Wi-Fi and running wires and set of limits. And I think we're more. I think we'd be more of a mechanical or the mechanical. Because what I'm trying to think what that was on. You always have like there's HVAC, isn't there? Because they kind of do them together sometimes. It's HVAC, mechanical, and then you have plumber. Not a plumber. Definitely not a plumber. Plumber doesn't. What else are there? I don't know what other classifications there are out there. I'd say more mechanical. That's what I kind of think. Kind of laying the pipe or the HVAC stuff. You know what I mean? But we're putting down the rails. Mechanical. Maybe got to put in like a ceiling fan. I got to do a little wiring or something. That's just what kind of crosses my mind. People watching. It's kind of fun. Lots of moving parts. I work for the city, DoorTech, but they class me as a carpenter and agree mechanical metalwork. Yeah. I mean, I guess, not, as long as they pay you, right? I mean, as long as you're maybe you get a lower rate, maybe for taxes or something. I doubt, but it's kind of like when you deal with insurance. Like I know, like roofing is considered more because you got to get up super high. They don't like the whole ladder thing. I think garage doors they can start leaning towards a little bit more insurance too. This is like you're doing it yourself, independent, and all that kind of stuff. They can start charging a little bit more. Smith, you got to work tomorrow, Smith. But yeah, guess we're in our own little world. It's like when I was doing my builder's class. It's like it's kind of weird how they. I think it was the painters, and the painters were in there, and they're like, "Why do we have to be like have our license, but the drywall guy doesn't?" And there's just weird how like certain things, probably because lobbyists. Lobbyists got some buddies in drywall that, wow, I'll keep it out of there for you for this year. I don't know about next year, but the guys were, I remember them saying like they're just they're in the class and they're like, isn't this bullcrap? Like don't the drywallers like cover up things so they should have their builder's license? And we're just painters and we got to have ours, but the drywall guys don't. And garage doors fell in that same situation where it was kind of a weird, like we didn't have to be licensed at the time, you know, with the builder's license type of stuff. I'm pretty sure like Florida you do. I think they're a little more stingy. Got to work tomorrow? What days do you get? 2 days off in a row, or they kind of break it up? You get one day off, like a Monday, you get a Thursday off. You get no days off, just grinding, taking every shift you can get, making all that baby money, make it into big money. Oh, what was the one he said? He says I do work for the city as a door tech, but work for the city. That's a weird. I don't think I've ever heard anybody work for the city as a door tech. Like they work for they'll be like a handy. I don't know if they're considered handyman. Maybe I don't know. I don't think they're really janitors. Just maintenance guys. Maintenance guys. Yeah, that's what I'd say. They're just maintenance guys. You know, I never heard one just classified for working on doors. It's not a bad idea. I mean, you think about it, depending on what they got. I feel like I'm surrounded by ants. All these cars moving all over the place. It's like, where are they going? What are they doing? How much are they spending? What kind of commerce is going on? In our own world, because I can welder and torch and carpenters. Oh, carpenters can't. Yeah, it's good, man, to have a lot of skills. You know what I mean? I was thinking about when I used to work at a, I've never been a, how do I say it? Like, I don't like to be lazy. I like to move. You know what I mean? Like, let's go. Let's just figure this out. Let's, problem solve. And when I used to work at a shop, I remember my boss, I had a cool boss. You know what I mean? My boss knew like I was a hustler. You know what I mean? Like he knew I was going to try to keep the machine running. And so, but I remember another guy that worked with me, he'd always have a bad attitude. And I remember him always like something breaking the machine. And he'd be like, yeah, guess it's break time. And I'd be like, well, I'm like, we can make an adjustment. Nope, that's not my job. That's, boy, I really never liked that. That's not my job. Well, eventually we're going to be out of a job. You know what I mean? If we don't take, this place needs to make money. And watching this person next, they're trying to like park their car. They're having a hard time just in. Dun, dun, dun. Problem solved. I don't really have any problems at the moment. I mean, I got what is it? I got 99 problems, but the isn't one. But anyways, at the shop, I get to work on the machine, and then I got to be friends with the tool room people, so I could go in there, and they weren't supposed to because I was just an operator. You know, I wasn't supposed to go in there and tell them, hey, take 10,000 off this, take 30,000 off this, but they trusted me, and they would do it, and I'd get the machine back up and running. Another guy, he always got yanked. You know what I mean? Like, shit, you gotta go somewhere else, dude. You know, go work on another line, catching bumpers. Like an M&M story, man. I worked on bumpers. What's this one say? I would consider 1/3 carpenter, 1/3 metal fabricator. Redneck. Not bad. Tanner, I went and got some of your lube. Your fancy lube from Menards. Actually, Menards is back here, the big fence and the green top there. They're right behind me. I do like this stuff. I think I would definitely endorse this. This is I noticed because the reason was we were working at a fire department a couple days ago. Cap, yeah, yesterday. It was yesterday actually. Cap called me. He said, "Can you come down here and just get some eyeballs on this?" So I go down there, and I could tell he sprayed the door, and they had yellow film, that multi-spray, and I was like, "Man, these doors are all of 10 years, give or take." And I'm thinking these are really nice, clean doors. And I really don't want to be the company that starts turning these things into yellow pits. You know what I mean? They look like yellow armpit stains on your white t-shirts. My wife says the deodorant does that. Does anybody know? I don't know. She'll bleach them. I just need new ones. I do come back to work on Friday. Nice. Nice. That means they're going to keep you. That's good. Looks like you're, oh, see, Tanner already called it out. He already knew what it looked like back there. Yeah, that's Menards. I'm actually sitting on at Shoe Carnival. It was too busy over there. The parking lot still got a lot of snow piles in it, and they were zigzagging everywhere. And since I got the wifey's car, I really didn't want to, I don't want no dents. Dents are not easy to take care of, or they just typically stay. So I figured I'd come over here till I got to run across town for the kiddos. Be right back, buddy. Sounds good. Take your time. No rush. We're just chilling. 9 yesterday. That's all I had. That's all they had. So this is what, and stainless steel nails for the weather. Ooh, the stainless steel one. That's right. I got to upgrade. I really, really do need to look into a different trim nailer. So, but Tanner, here's the thing, man. This is what I was mentioning earlier in the video. You probably weren't here for it. Since I was going to go on this side of town, I thought to myself, I've been mentioning to the wife of Tron and a couple other people that did or didn't travel this way. I was like, need to stop in Mars. Like, we need to get some of that lube. Need to stop in Mars. And I was so hyper focused. And all of a sudden I get in there and I look and I'm like, that's all they got? That's it? Like, I was like, I'm already like envisioning I'm going to grab a case and be like, like a little happy little boy. Got my case of lube. Haha. I'd probably even grab 2 if they had 2 cases. And I'm looking and I'm like, that's it. I'm like, well, I'm going to take all they got. I feel bad for the next guy, but oh well. I was going to leave 1. And I just thought, no, I'm going to punch him like the person that has inventory is going to be like, damn, we're out, man. Like, and I didn't feel like asking. They might have had some in the back or something, but you know how it is. It just, people are exhausting. So I grabbed what I got, 7 cans, I think is what I said. And I'm thinking, Dave, hello? Knock, knock. Did you check online? I'm like, why'd you even do all this? Why'd you travel and wear and tear and possible dents and deal with snowbanks and go inside and had 3 people cut me off on their phones, just, you know. And you know what I mean? Like I don't know if anybody else. I'm kind of like this. Like when I go out in society nowadays, you know, when you got to deal with the public, like sometimes when you want your alone time, you want your alone time. When you got to deal, like you got to go to the customers and so like I'm just like, you know what I mean? Like I used to like to really go out. Now it's like go out. I'm like, Like the less I look, the better it gets. You know what I mean? The more I look, the worse it gets. Where I go, you can stop multiplying. And anyways, they have the same exact price on Amazon for it. I was so hyper focused on going to Menards. And I was like, why did I not just order it online? You can order cases upon cases through Amazon. Same price. Same exact price. $7.98 is what it is in our neck of the woods. Let me double check here. Yep, $7.98. And we did the math. This stuff is actually 25 cents. 25 cents cheaper per ounce from what Service Spring is. So, a little bit cheaper. I think it's a touch smaller for a can. I think we have 13 ounces. This is 11 ounces. But it was just so perfect. It sticks right. It just, I think it'll be good. Trim nailer. Smith's back. Trim nailer. You think that Metabo or whatever? I don't know. I really think I'm gonna I'm just gonna be it's so hard because when you get roped into a certain battery brand, that's their idea, right? They get you roped in. So it's either like Milwaukee, or a DeWalt, I feel like. Because I do have like one battery. And I feel like I'd want a couple more just to float around a little bit. So I don't know. I don't know what I have to gain if I go with the M, right? If I go with the M from Menards, what I have to gain. Because now I got a totally different battery that'll probably, like, I don't think I'll, I'm so saturated in Milwaukee, like I can't imagine going to another brand. I don't really want to buy the trim nailer. But I tell myself I should buy the trim nailer. I still got my old DeWalt's, but it's weird for me, right? I don't do it all the time. I go into these little spurts. All of a sudden they need help. I come in, sometimes I'm doing 1 or 2 or 3 doors. And then it's like now, I don't know when was the last time I touched a residential door. I think the last one I touched was the beginning of winter. So, but we do need to order some more Rich B doors. Those need to be ordered. They used up all the inventory. So I think what we're going to do, I bought a vinyl back kit from Menards. So I think what we're might do is we might carry just a non-insulated 16x7, and then we'll do a steel back insulated. Because I do get quite a few people that are just like, oh, I gotta have insulated, and they don't even like. Sometimes I can do vinyl back, and they don't even care. Like they're just like, they're not like, like, what is this piece of crap? And some people do know, but it'd be nice to push the steel back. You know what I mean? Because steel backs are just so nice. But the price isn't. The price has gotten way out of control, in my opinion. It used to be like maybe $100, $200. Now it's like $500-$700 more as you step up, and that just is just not cool. Crap! I should go look at that black door. I'm over on this side of town. I don't know if I got time. Oh my gosh, Joe. It's been like forever, man. Where you been? Yeah, stock your store because you always buy it, right? Right. But I at least wanted to let you know and let everybody else know that you can do it from the comfort of your couch and you don't have to play the game. Because I was going to check too. I was like, oh, I should probably check online, see how many they got. Takes more time, And I was like, I'm going there. I'll just stop. It's no big deal. Kill some time. I go in and I'm like, that's it? That's all you got? I want more. Because we normally have to have like 2 cases of oil through Service Spring at all times, roughly. Because sometimes also we'll do PMs. Customers will ask us like, hey, will you, whatever. And all of a sudden, wham, man, you start running through like 6, 8 cans. You gobble them up. And then when you got other guys, they use 1 or 2 cans in a week. It's like, whoo, man, you can go through some lube real fast. Ooh, Harbor Freight sprayer. can't find it in bulk, man, that would be cool. That would be cool. That would be nice. This stuff is really nice, so I'm glad you mentioned this. You know, when we used it, like I said, it sticks really good. It's clear. I don't know if it's, the one stuff we do, I guess, is biodegradable. I don't know if this stuff is. I don't think it is. But, you know, what's his name? Mr. Caleb said he liked that it had the straw. Makes sense. I mean, the new WDs all do this, right? So why not? So seems like a pretty good product. I think once the guys are starting to use it a little bit more, I think they might grow into it. You know, we're just so programmed in service spring, service spring, service spring. And service springs worked good for many years. You know, I like to use the multi-purpose spray lube a little bit more on like the chains for gate operators because it's out in the weather. But that stuff doesn't hold as long as like I'd like. So now I've been trying the surface, what do you call it? The surface shield. Only color I got though is black. As far as I know, I don't think they do a clear or anything. So you got to kind of watch it on the gray or your galvanized doors. Boy, this person's lost, man. That car that was issued, I said that car didn't know how to back up. Now she's walking all over the place. Now she just found her car finally. She looks like she's walking. God, I hope she doesn't clip me. Oh, 11% rebate. Oh, 11%. And I didn't see their signs out at ours. I only got big banners sitting there. I don't know if ours is doing. But 11% might not be bad. You know, you can get a little bit cheaper. You know, it's not a bad gig, especially if you're buying other stuff there. Like for me to go there, it's kind of out of the way. So I probably still just ordered it off the old. No one seems to be. All right, let me check here. What's going on here? Hold on a second here. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. Just thought maybe we had a code red. I got a kid that's sick, and my mom messaged me, said nobody's answering their phone, so I want to make sure she wasn't. There was a code red going on here. It is really nice. Awesome. Tony head works great. DeWalt one is also great. Both work awesome. Yeah, I guess the Milwaukee just scares me with the temperature changes. It might be inconsistent for firing, but I've been using the nailer ever since it got repaired, and it seems to be working. You know what I mean? So probably shouldn't be too scared. You know, I just don't like the fact that it's got a cylinder with pressure, because I just go, cylinder pressure is eventually going to lose pressure. And no matter how you do it, it's going to lose pressure over time. So I guess maybe that's why I think if I go with DeWalt, the DeWalt ones have lasted me so long. And they just use that centrifugal clutch thing. But that's good. That's good to hear. I just figure if I go DeWalt, I could use the batteries for that torpedo heater, which, wow, I've been hearing some bad things about that torpedo heater. I heard one guy said the fan quit working. The thing caught on fire. It melted. He says would have caught the place on fire. I've heard multiple possibilities of fire, so I definitely try not to leave that thing running while I'm not around, because, wow. Oh, Rich has got, yeah, you can do the battery adapters. I did do the battery, I don't have it here, but the one, and for the 18 volts, it's a little bit glitchy. You know what I mean? Like, it's not fun being on a rapid fire, you know what I mean? So probably just need to bite the bullet. Maybe would try, because I'm assuming maybe Tanner can answer this. If I did because I use 16 gauge. If I go to 15 gauge, I can get, see, I don't know if Tanner's is a straight angle or it's an angled nailer or a straight nailer. Because I'm assuming I could just buy the 15 stainless steel, which would be nice, because I have seen ours, some old ones, rust a little bit. You know what I mean? Nothing where it's like dripping out. It looks really horrible, but you can see in there, and you're kind of like, yeah, that galvanization didn't last quite as long as you'd like it to. So stainless steel would be pretty sweet. But as far as I know, I can't get stainless steel 16. Not that I know if I would if I change, but it seemed like I looked, at least at Menards, probably online somewhere. Some of the stuff is really tough. You got to order the crap. Oh yeah, what's the door, Tony? No way. H1V, I'm back again. How do you do it? I don't know how you make it every time. I'm joking. Welcome back. Hope you're having a great day. Tastes good? What are you doing? You like Tanner like huffing this stuff? Man, then you check his ID. That's like to the autos one time, and the guy's like, I need to see your ID. And I'm like, see my ID? Look at this crap, dude. You think this, like, I did this on purpose? And he's like, I got to make sure I got to put it in the system. He says, because people huff paint. I'm like, that's when I learned about the gold. He goes, I normally like the gold. And I'm sitting there, my brain's just sitting there, and I'm like, I got to ask. I go, so what's important about the gold? I'm thinking it's like more potent or something. And he goes, nah, he goes, I like to huff it. He says, because then he says, the gold, he says, makes them feel rich. And I was like, okay. Did you kill him brain cells? 30 degrees. I probably should check. We should probably verify. If you get a chance, take a picture of the stainless steel ones, the gauge or the degree, because then I'll make sure I get if I do a Milwaukee, I'll try to get the same nailer, the right degrees, because that's frustrating. And it would be nice if you could go to Menards and get nails. You know what I mean? Because I know sometimes I'm not the best at ordering, and that sucks. And then trying to order them online, like I used to use the Senko. I think it's Senko. 16-year-old kid living in Utah. What? I wonder how Utah is. What's the weather like? Is it pretty nice? All right, I think 2 o'clock. PT's doing a video, so make sure you stick around for 2 o'clock. I'm gonna probably roll here in a minute. Got to run over for the munchkins, which they always take way longer. So I'm probably leaving like way ahead of time. But I'd rather be there, especially with all this traffic, because there is a lot of traffic over here. And I don't even know if this is going to be the best way to combat this traffic. Older I get, the worse it gets. It's like, just order this crap. You just order this crap, comes right to your doorstep. Half an hour. I will be doing 120's garage door service. What time? Waiting for you at 2. Is it 2, or should we plan on 2:30 PT? What time you doing it? What time you going on, roughly? I don't know if I'll quite make it at a certain time because I'll be driving. I think it all depends on these rascals. Tony needs to put a time in though. Put a time before I close this thing down so everybody knows where to find you. My one daughter got really sick. I think she got the flu. She was like 3 days. I mean, she was so bad. She was literally puking and crapping at the same time. We had to like put it, like all we had at the time was adult diapers. So then the wife tried to order her some regular like little person diapers because she's out of diapers. Been out of diapers for a long time. And so she's doing good. She's finally looking like she's got life in her face again. But I was getting a little bit nervous that they're going to have to take her in and put a IV in her or something to get some liquids in her. That was not good. But thanks for asking. She's doing good. The other 2 are doing fine. Hopefully none of us get sick. I tried to tell them the other day, I said, you know, make sure you kind of wash your hands occasionally. And I said, no picking the nose, no touching the eyes. But to see your little one, whew, that was bad, man. Eyes are so bloodshot. I was like, why are her eyes so bloodshot? I guess because she's been just hemorrhaging, you know, over a toilet and stuff, and she got nothing in her. So finally, she's getting liquids in her now. So I mentioned to the wife trying about getting some to give her a little bit of bread or something. I don't know what the best is. She knows. That's her mom and that figure that stuff out. They're the wizards. I was. Well, thanks for reminding me. I can't remember what I talk about sometimes. Did PT give us a time roughly? He's going to be on about what, 2:30? Alright, it's our turn. Let's see if we can smoke these tires. Just kidding, we're not doing that. baby is right. I agree with that. It's really not fun when you see your kid. You can't really do nothing for them. You wish you could take it on for them, but that's just not how life works sometimes, is it? Yeah, I got the wifey's van. I was starting to unload the truck. I thought maybe tomorrow I go look at that one van if that's the way I go. It's a Ford. Me and Tony can be friends again if we end up doing the Ford. Problem is, it's an older Ford van, and they are known for spitting out spark plugs. It's a 2-valve. I'm gonna make sure I go with a 2-valve. I don't want the 3-valve with the variable timing crap. So, but it's high mileage. It's but the price is right. It's basically like $3K, so that's a drop in the bucket. And it's a Southern vehicle for the most part, so it's not a big rust bucket, but it would at least give me some relief, because right now with the schedule, sometimes with the volleyball, and then with me having to cart a kid around once in a while too and use my truck, it'd be nice to get down to have a personal vehicle almost again. So I probably would have took the truck today, but I had tools in it, and I didn't know everything changes. When you're in business, everything changes by the minute. You live, what's the Fast and Furious guy? You live a quarter mile at a time or something. So it feels like when you're in business. My dad jokes with me. He'll say, he says, you remind me of that guy in Yellowstone. And I guess when they're sitting there and they go, F it or something, you know what I mean? When the guy's like, how are we going to do it? How are we going to go up there? He just says, F it, So, I think that's funny. I go, that's how it is when you're in business, man. It's like when you work a job and all that, like, stuff can be a lot more organized. You know what I mean? Have rhythm to stuff, but when you're in business, man, things are changing all the time. This is breaking, that's going, truck went down, guy didn't show up, somebody got sick. PT said 2:30 or so. And what are we looking at? What is this? Like CNN or something? I don't know what the text message. I didn't quite understand. Is it like some special door? It's like some guy made it off his like. What are we getting into, PT? I'm just curious. There's like this. Give us the trailer. Oh, we got green. Green, and we go. Couldn't believe it yesterday. I got tools in the back, right? I got to stop at Ace Hardware because I got to get some. I think I mentioned it. I had to get some magnet locks. I couldn't believe it, right? I'm like, this is a pretty nice area. It's a really nice area, actually. And I go in, and I got power tools like literally sitting out in the back of my truck. Like, I mean, just easy. Ooh, man, there's a drill. Ooh, there's a saw. And I go to leave, and I'm like, I'm putting money in my wallet. I feel like it's a safe area, just no big deal. And I kid you not, a dude literally pulls up on his bike right behind me. And I mean, it's like you get so used to it because you've heard it enough times. And I hear, the, excuse me, sir. And I'm like, not today, mister. I do not have time for this. And so I turned around, I seen the guy, he's on a bike. I told him, I said, dude, I ain't got no money. I said, unless you take a credit card, and I said, I can swipe this between your ass cheeks. And he just looked at me like, and I said, I'm on company time. I said, I got to go. And he goes, okay. And I said, love you. I said, have a nice day. Wonder what he would have said if I would have said, come with me, I got holes to dig. I think he would have came. I was like, dude, where you been? I'm gonna do that next time. If I get time, that's what I'm telling him next time. I'm gonna put him on a YouTube live. I'm gonna tell him I have to FaceTime this, and my boss is watching, and I'm gonna be like right there, and I'll be like, dude, I'm so glad. Like I'm like trip on him. I'm like, dude, like, so glad you showed up, man. And he's like, what? I'm like, yeah, man. I'm like, dude, we gotta go shovel. I got holes to shovel. You game? Come on, man. Should I offer him like 20 bucks, 10 bucks, 20 bucks, 50 bucks? Give 50 bucks, man. 50 bucks. No, I should do it per hole. That's what I should do. $5 a hole or something. If I say 50 an hour, he might jump on that. Oops. Let's see. Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. Let me see if I can look at this here for a second. Yeah, it says 2:30. Dehydrated. Yeah, we had to get her finally did some Gatorade, what she really wanted, and do like a little capful, little syrup. I always liked the dropper. When I was really sick, I would still use a dropper if I'm really sick. I just take a dropper. We didn't have a dropper. I was like ready to go to the store. Wife was like, yeah, this is a teaspoon. Like the dropper's way too little. You can feel the drops on your mouth. So I should be super, super thirsty. Thank you. Yes, she is feeling better. Went into Trailwise New today. It's just a little small. Dude, what you need to do, well, it's probably too late. There's probably more to this comment. I'll read it here in a second. Let's say, like, get the last year of a Toyota Sequoia. Toyota Sequoia was really, you got to get that certain year. The new ones, you don't want the new engine. I don't know about the new engine, really. It's probably some hybrid. The Sequoia's a big vehicle, though. Nice, big, beefy. I'd like a Sequoia. I'd take a Sequoia. Very reliable. Very good platform. I think that's why they, I think that's why it turned into that, what do you call it? That guy was always saying you want to, I think what it wasn't that you want to buy something 10 years old. You want to buy something that's been in production for 10 years or longer, and then you always want to buy the last year model. I think that's what he was saying. I never seen him again. If I see him one day, I'm gonna corner him. So I always remember it was something with 10 years, and then it was, and I was always like, I couldn't remember the 10 years. I think he was like, I think what he was trying to say is you want something for it was in production for 10 years. And the reason being is because then you can buy parts. Welcome to the jungle. We got fun and games. Just a second. Nice to have a backup camera. I haven't had one of those in a while. A little small after park doctor's bills. Look to get a smaller payment now until we get that taken care of. Yeah, I'm just telling you, like I said, I would either these Savannahs. I think this was roughly the last, so was this a 17? The Savannah's this one's got, how much you got in this one? Oh, that's not the right one. Odometer trip. This one's got 141, running super strong, no problems. Had a water pump at about 60. Super, very, you know, I know, nobody wants to drive a van, but I tell you what, I don't even know. I don't know. A lot of people have to get rid of the ego. You know what I mean? You know, is this cool? But how many people did I really see that I'm like, you know, You know what I mean? Like, I do not care. I look for function. And when I'm glad with these kids as they age, this van was godsend. Because what do kids do with doors? Fling doors open. So you're always like, watch your door. What happens if you live in a windy area? The door catches the wind. Bam. Right into somebody's. Sliding doors. Oh, with kids, no fuss, no must. No must, no fuss. Something like that. Super easy. Super easy. You know what I mean? Wife, when she was doing the tatas, a little bit of milky milk, she could hop right in the back. Not a problem. You know what I mean? Tomorrow, this thing's going to be the grocery getter. I think she's got a big order. So, it just works great. Fits in the garage. It's nimble. Great on gas. Very reliable. And that's the reason I got her in, because I wanted her in something really dependable. I don't have to worry about it, because now we're at that stage, right, where, and the problem is with the new stuff, I wouldn't even know what to buy. That's really crappy, because I would love to buy her a new car and then take this one and bring it down. But I think the only thing we can do is maybe one of the kids are going to get like a Camry or something when she starts driving, maybe, because you know how it is when you're young, you're going to smash it up. And then but I don't want a hybrid. You know what I mean? I do not want a hybrid. There's just more complexity, more power, more batteries. This thing, just give her an oil change, which this one we do every 3,000, because I like 3,000 oil changes. And we've had the transmission service twice on it. I did one wheel bearing, did that myself. Otherwise, just rock solid. Just runs, baby. I think you can buy them. Like, heck, I seen one yesterday for like $6 and some change. It was like maybe closer to $7 grand. Didn't have a lot of miles. It wasn't super crazy. It was a 14. I was like, man, that's not a bad price. Like, I might even just drive that. But I'd probably do a Sequoia if I wanted to have a little more like 4-wheel drive, a little more sporty, or a 4Runner. 4Runners are solid too. Man, if you get the right years, you know, those certain, before they did all the hybrid and stuff. Such a great vehicle. 2:30 or so. We're getting close. Yeah, healing powers, right? What is your daughter's name? I'm not trying. Weird, just curious. What do we got? We got Cora. That's Cora's Cookie. That's what I call her. So Cora's AKA Cookie is what I call her. We call her Cookie. I don't know how she ever got that name, but we call her Cookie. And then there's Emmy. Emmeline, but we call her Emmy short, and then I call her M. That's her nickname. I always call her. So it's either Cookie, M. I haven't gave the little one a little name yet, and that's Elena. So she said today she's a, how did she say it? She says, I'm a small tornado today. We call her Tornado, and she just go through the house, man. She destroy the house, it seemed like. So she's not a big tornado right now. She's a small tornado because she's sick. She told me this morning. So she's a really sharp kid. What's a Jimmy? What's to say Jimmy? I should turn this heat back on. They're gonna cry. Got the auto. It's nice having auto. Oh, or is it the roll-up door he's going to do? I don't know. Versatile, you can have. They are. I mean, look at that Uncle Tony's garage. And what did he do? He's got dogs and stuff, and he bought a van. I mean, they're so big where, like, even today, my kid, I mean, like, it was just another thing why it's so, my kid brought some goodies for her instructor today, and she had to carry her bag and all that kind of stuff. And she told me, as really right behind my shoulder here, told me as she's getting out, she's like, Dad, she's like, can you shut the door for me? And I'm like, yeah. And what do? I got a button here for each door. I just hit the button. Didn't even have to get out of my seat. The door shuts, does its thing. Can't do that with swing doors. You know what I mean? But I got a lot of buddies. I know. And like I said, it took me a long time too, because you have to understand that life is short. And at nighttime, there's a couple things that has to happen. You have to pay the bills. You, right? As me, as you, as a man or a woman, depending on what you got. You have to choose who you sleep with. You have to look at them every night. You got to eat the same damn M&M every freaking night. That's all that matters. So whatever makes your life, whatever makes my life more convenient, more easy, less stress, more efficient, I am all about. I could care less how cool, because I tell you what, in my area at least, we got a lot of people that drive some really cool stuff, really super muscle cars, right? And they live in the most crappiest house I've ever seen just because of the hood. And it's just an ego thing, right? And so no, that's just not for me. Because you know what? When you have all that stuff, then you're more worried about dents, you're more worried about scratches. You have to have full coverage on it, versus if you just pay for it cash, you have options. You can slow down. You can actually retire. You can actually take some time off. You can actually go on that vacation. So those are things, but I mean, don't get me wrong. It's nice. It's nice. It's nice to have the flashy things. I mean, trust me, I'm with you. But it's not fun when you're sitting there in front of the salesperson, and then you got to pay the tabs. Then you got to have the proof of insurance. You got to get the bank involved. You got to do this. You got to do that. It's just, it's a big pain in the butt. Big pain in the butt. And then what's crappy is now the stuff is so much crappier vehicles. I've been watching a lot of guys. They're talking about anything about 2012-ish. Now this one's a 17. A couple years, a year or two later, they went to that hybrid, and that's all you can get. Really ticks me off. Because I would absolutely buy another one of these brand new if it was the same drivetrain. But now it's a hybrid. And we did do one for, her car went in, we did a rental, and it got phenomenal gas mileage. Phenomenal. But I did not like how it kind of shifted. And this one's a little bit, this has got like an eco mode. I always take it out of eco mode because I do not like the way this thing, it's very granny-like for shifting. It's not very like I'm used to like a 4-speed or 6-speed kind of slugging, boom, boom, boom. So that's the only thing I dislike about this. I have to turn off the eco mode. But it's one of those things that's glorious. No complaints. She loves her car. And she's told me too, she says, yeah, would I like to have like a 4Runner or something possibly? She's like, but you can't beat this thing. You know what I mean? Just, it's hands down. You can sleep in it. You can haul groceries in it. You got sliders. You don't have to worry about the kids. Like, you know how much I don't have to babysit when the kids were young? Where like anytime they'd use like my truck or something, like, watch that door. I'm like, it's really windy day, so hang on to it. That's a nice vehicle sitting next to us. Don't, smack their vehicle. Where if they just get in, get out, I can open doors. If I see them, I can open the back door with a push of a button, the back hatch. Very nice, very nice. Vans are definitely, and that I have a hard time. I've been looking even. Sometimes I keep sneaking in a truck, and I'm like, I'll just make a truck work, even for the business. And I'm like, it's like I just can't. It's just can't. It doesn't work for me. I'm not getting any younger. I hate climbing in and out. Where are these kids? You got to watch it though, right, Rich? Because I'm sure certain Honda Odysseys have that variable thing, right? You know what I'm saying? Where that one guy you sent me the video, where they have the eco mode. So you gotta kind of. I watched that video and I started thinking, oh my gosh, does this car have that where it deactivates 4 cylinders? As far as I know, they said no. Honda or Toyota didn't do that. So. But I always heard the Hondas had a little bit, something with the transmission. I've heard nothing I don't think super major, but that's why I always leaned more towards the Toyotas versus the Honda. Like when we were even looking, and I think her grandpa he's a Honda Odyssey, and I think he just said, I got everything done, he's, whatever, he's older, 96. No, he might be 98. I think he's 98. And he was saying something like, I got the chains all taken care of or something. I'm like, chains? I'm like, what the hell's he talking about? Chains? Must be something in the motor. Just not the brown ones. What's wrong with the brown ones? I don't even know if they have brown ones. get anything with cylinder delete, make sure you delete that thing. I know, and that's the problem. You got to watch. Like, I was even looking at some of the Chevys, like the half tons, but you got to remember with the half tons, they started a lot sooner, right? With the cylinder deactivation or fuel active management, whatever they call it. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm going, well, how am I going to like purchase one of these unless somebody puts in the notes, I've owned this, I'm a one owner, I put the chip in, or I put the thing on so it deactivated. And I've watched a lot of videos that's like, it almost sounds like sometimes maybe it's just the lifter could be a problem. It sounds like it's part of the, when it deactivates is the problem. I don't know. It just sounds a little bit too hairy for me to really feel comfortable, where I just was like, you better stick with the 2500s. You know, at least they never did that cylinder deactivation stuff. But there's a lot of decent price Chevys, but there's some on there that need some motors because they, you know, it's got the tappet. I just seen another Dodge, you know, one of the Hemis, it's got the tick, and they even said it got the Hemi tick, and I'm like, ugh. I'm like, how is it? It's so hard to beat those Chevy LS platform motors, the ones that don't have the fuel active management. They're just such a reliable engine. That's why this Ford is like half the price. You know what I mean? Compared to a Chevy. And some of the Chevys that even are double the price, most of them don't have hitches. That kind of irritates me. So I'm like kind of looking at this one, trying to weigh it out, going, well, this one doesn't have, you know, this one does have a hitch. It's already had the rhino on the bottom, which doesn't bother me. It has a nice stance to it. It's actually, the other big thing is it's actually got a seat in it. So if I want to bring a third person, which is nice, that's already kind of there. It's from a transit van. So I'm just being lazy, honestly. I really don't feel like driving out there. It's not too far away, but just with the kid being sick, really don't want to steal the mom. And I got some other people, but I just don't know if I feel like sitting in the vehicle having a conversation with them. And I've just been tired. We've been busy. It's been so busy. Sitting on the ground yesterday, messing with that gate operator, getting that finally figured out at the very end of the day, making sure Caleb has what he needs. He worked on fencing yesterday, trying to secure the shop up a little bit more. Worked on the Jesus rack. So we got another one, so that's great. And that stuff needs to be taken care of, or put, you know, stuff put on it. I never even got, I was over at the shop, I was gonna vacuum. I was gonna vacuum for 2 days, and I couldn't even stick my butt in there for 10 to 20 minutes because it was just like rapid fire. So this week doesn't look as busy, but there's still a lot of stuff on the schedule part that could be put in, but nothing at least that has to be done. Everything else was, you know, building up. With cylinder deactivation, has over 270K and never had trans problem. Wow. Yeah, like I said, maybe it's just a certain, I don't know if they use the same one. I just remember seeing something that I thought the Hondas had something was a little bit weak with those transmissions. There's some videos out there. Not like a Toyota right now if they're blowing up the motors, or a GM 6.2, but there was just something that, so we ended up leaning towards this Toyota. But we did it right. We did it right. That was the best thing. We ended up leasing this. I love the lease. Loved it. Loved it. Counting just blah, blah, blah. Just it's an expense. Yada, yada. You didn't have to put the full thing on your... and then we got lucky because at the end, but we were smart. We made sure that we're like, would this be a car that we'd want to purchase? Not like just going in like, yeah, it's not really color like, but it'll work because I'm going to get another one in 3 years. Because that 3 years or whatever came up, and it was like, like, we're going to buy this car. And we did. So, and it was cheaper. Everything worked fine. You know, it was lower in price, obviously, because you're paying off the depreciation of it. Anyways, so it all worked out. It was pretty good deal. But you got to have the full coverage. I think it even still has, I'm sure it has full coverage on it right now, even though it's bought and paid for. But I always wonder, shouldn't your insurance be getting cheaper, right? As they get older, get cheaper. It's not as valued as much. But it seems like insurance companies would never lower the price. That's like your electric bill. Your electric bill is never going to go down. Gas prices are never going to go down to 50 cents again. You know, everything's always kind of on pennies up. Burke, what's up, man? You working today? You stocking up today? You cleaning vehicles today? What you got? Relaxing today? Rich, please, my channel. It's Burks. It says thumb up. What's that? Well, I probably should get going so that way PT gets his thing fired up. I guess if you, I guess I'll just keep searching. We'll just search to see if this channel gets brought up. Check out what he's got going. Thank you guys so much for being here. It's been fun. Thanks for helping me kill a little bit of time and talk a little business. Hopefully it can resonate with some people, you know. Try to keep it real. Try to keep it to the real world. All that good stuff. All right, guys, I'm out. Keep your fingers. We'll see you on the next one. I think I might even have an upload today. I think I edited a video a couple days ago, so I can get a video. I don't know which one that's about. Oh, but I will have probably a short. I should work on my short. I got a short for you for washing vehicles. And I'm pretty impressed with this stuff. And if you got anything else that you think works better, or you got some better, but it's taken me a while. I've tried a few different products. I had one I thought was always kind of my cat's meow, and then I came across this video. I watched this one guy washing a truck, and I literally was thinking this morning as I was brushing my teeth, I was thinking, I bet I could use a smaller power washer at the shop with this, because all it needs to do is be rinsed. It doesn't even need to be really super high pressure power washed off. Where the other one, it was like, you're always like, you spray the chemicals, but you're always like trying to power wash it off, you know, like it'd leave residue. Where this, like, I literally think I could take a garden hose and it would have came out the same cleanliness. And it's a 1-2 part. I don't know if I just tried one part, if one part would work versus the B part, but boy, I was impressed. I used it yesterday. I was warmer out because I thought today was going to be colder. I think we still got snow coming. It's probably over by Tanner right now. So I think we got a little bit of a storm coming here eventually, but very impressed. What I did is I ordered 2 more foam cannons so I can keep the liquid separate, because I kept dumping one back in the bottle, and I'd take the part 2, put it in my 1 cannon foam, or foam cannon, whatever you call it. And so I ordered that. I told the wife, I said, let's order 2 more jugs, 2 more gallon jugs of it, because I used half of it. And sometimes, man, when you got stuff, when you got the moment, you're like a farmer, man. I'm telling you, like, it's like we gotta harvest the crop, baby. Like, it's time. We gotta go. Like, the weather's right, the conditions are right, stuff is this way, boom. So sometimes when I need my stuff, I need my stuff. Just getting my haircut. I just did that today too. I feel like a new man. My hair was getting so much around my face. I was getting in my, like, it's like when you sleep at night, it gets all bleh, and so it's like in your mouth. You're like, you try to eat breakfast some more without taking a shower. Not happening. It's like you're chewing on it. It's like in your mouth. So I was so thankful. So I got myself one, got trimmed up, feel like a new man, feel like I can move. Less shampoo. I cannot stand when I got to use, like, I got to sit there and pump it like 3 times, get so much shampoo. And my wife always getting, you only need a half a pump. I'm like, bull crap. I'm like, I like to see her wash her hair. I'm like, you know, she ain't doing no half a pump crap. You know what I mean? She's getting a big old handful. I know she's, you know, I'm gonna have to go in the shower and investigate and watch her. Oh, Honda 3.5 V6 have been in use for a long time. Timing belt kits every 100 and drain. Filtrans every 75. Some chucks. All right, over and out, guys. See you later.